Good. Good evening, and welcome to the November 3rd, 2025 meeting of the Menlo Park Planning Commission. I'm Vice Chair Ross Silverstein, and I thank you for joining us this evening. Established by state law, our city's Planning Commission is composed of 7 volunteer residents of Menlo Park, appointed to 4-year terms by the City Council. The Planning Commission reviews development proposals for our compliance with the city's general plan and zoning ordinance, which can both be found on the city's website. The Commission reviews development proposals requiring a use permit, architectural control, a variance, minor subdivision, as well as the environmental reviews associated with these projects. When applicable, the Planning Commission reviews below market rate housing agreements associated with these applications. The Commission is the final decision-making body for these applications unless appealed to the City Council. The Commission also serves as the recommending body for the City Council for major subdivisions, rezoning, conditional development permits, zoning ordinance amendments, general plan amendments, and environmental reviews associated with these projects. Staff in our city's planning division are responsible for processing development applications as well as for both implementing and amending the general plan zoning ordinance and related policies in order to further the goals of the city. Staff is also responsible for the agenda of the regular Planning Commission meetings and for prioritizing what and when agenda items or development applications come before the Planning Commission. Planning Commissioners do not have the ability to place items on the agenda for these meetings. We encourage your active participation, whether you're an applicant or interested member of the public, and there will be an opportunity to speak publicly for each specific agenda item as well as for general public comment. With that, I will call the roll. Commissioner Doe.
Here.
Commissioner Farrick.
Here.
Commissioner Schindler.
Here.
Commissioner Sillen.
Present.
I am Vice Chair Silverstein and I'm present. So we have 5 commissioners in chambers, which is a quorum, and we have 2 commissioners absent. The next item on our agenda is reports and announcements. Mr. Parada, are there any staff reports or announcements this evening?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Vice Chair Silverstein and members of the Planning Commission. So I did want to highlight that tomorrow evening, the council at its regular meeting of November 4th is scheduled to review 2 items that I wanted to highlight for the Planning Commission since I thought they might be of interest. One is the council, will consider receive and filing the certification of sufficiency of the petition for the proposed citizens initiative and measure entitled Downtown Parking Plazas Ordinance Initiative. So that's the first item the council will be considering tomorrow evening related to the downtown parking plaza development. And then the second item is a a determination of action pursuant to Elections Code. It's section 9215 regarding the proposed initiative measure entitled, as I mentioned before, the Downtown Parking Plazas Ordinance. So that'll be another item the council will be considering. Both of those are public hearing items on tomorrow night's agenda. So just thought I'd highlight those for the commission and the public's consideration or interest. And that concludes my reports and announcements.
Do any commissioners have any questions about those reports? Commissioner Schindler.
I don't have a question so much as just a comment. Thank you for the update. I plan on attending.
Great. Do any other commissioners have their own reports or announcements? Commissioner Schindler.
Thank you. Let me find my correct tab. I happen to have recently read an excellent and very short book called On the Housing Crisis by Jerusalem Demas, who also writes for the magazine The Atlantic. This book is about the factors that have contributed to the housing shortage, which is particularly relevant to California and the Bay Area. I found it relevant to many of the debates that are also happening in Menlo Park, as well as other nearby cities. I happen to have 3 copies of it with me that I would be happy to lend to any commissioners who would like to borrow it and then return it to me. They are here if you would like them.
Thank you. With that, let's move to item D, the public comment portion of our agenda. Under public comment, the public may address the commission on any subject not listed on the agenda. Each speaker may address the commission once under public comment for a limit of 3 minutes. You're not required to provide your name, district, or city of residence, but it's helpful. The commission cannot act on items not listed on the agenda, and therefore the commission cannot respond to non-agenda issues brought up under public comment, other than to provide general information. Please know that if you're here tonight to comment on one of our agenda items, you'll have a chance to speak when we get to that item of the agenda. To learn how to participate, I'm going to turn it to our clerk this evening, Ms. Roy, to explain how you can participate, and then we'll begin the public comment period.
Thank you, Vice Chair Silverstein, commissioners and members of public. At this time, we are opening public comment period for the items not listed on this agenda. If you are here in the council chamber and you'd like to speak, please fill out a comment card and hand it over to me. For those who are attending virtually via Zoom, please click the raised hand button. And if you are calling by phone, please press *9 on your keypad. At this moment, I don't have any comment cards or any hand raised. We can wait a few more moments if you'd like. Thank you.
I think we've given the public time. Assuming there are no hands raised online, I will close the public comment portion of our agenda and move to the consent calendar. Tonight, there's one item on the consent calendar, which is the approval of the meeting minutes for the October 20th Planning Commission meeting. Ms. Roy, can you please provide instructions regarding public comment on this agenda item and open the public comment period?
Thank you again, Vice Chair. Once again, we are opening public comment for this item. If you are in the council chamber and you'd like to speak, please fill out a comment card and hand it over to me. For those who are attending virtually via Zoom, please click the raised hand button. And if you are attending via phone, please press *9 on your keypad. At this moment, I don't have any hand raised or comment cards. We can wait a few moments. Thank you.
Assuming there are no public comments, I will close the public comment period. And do any commissioners wish to pull item E1 from the consent calendar? Assuming no, is there anyone who would be willing to make a motion? Commissioner Farrick.
I move we approve the consent calendar.
Commissioner Doe?
Second.
With a move and a second, we can move to vote. Commissioner Doe?
Yes.
Commissioner Farrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Schindler?
Yes.
Commissioner Sillen?
Yes.
And I vote yes, which is unanimous. The consent calendar passes. Now we move to item F1, the first public hearing item. This agenda item is regarding a use permit at 835 Arbor Road. At this public hearing, the commission may consider and adopt a resolution to approve a use permit to construct exterior and interior modifications and additions, including a basement and a second story to an existing non-conforming single-story residence located on a substandard lot with regard to width and area in the R1S single-family suburban residential zoning district at 835 Arbor Road. The proposal includes a use permit requests for excavation within a side setback as part of a new basement, and for the proposed work to exceed 50% of the replacement value of the existing non-conforming structure over a 12-month period. The proposal would exceed 50% of the existing floor area and is considered equivalent to a new structure. Determine this action is categorically exempt under CEQA Guidelines Section 15301, Class 1 exemption for existing facilities. I believe the staff owner of this item is Mr. Chan, and the applicant is present here tonight. Mr. Chan, are there any updates to the staff report in the agenda?
Thank you, Vice Chair Silverstein. There are no updates to the staff report. In the audience this evening, we have architect Anthony Ho of LPMD Architects, as well as property owner Brian Shepard. And Brian Shepard would like to make a few remarks before we go into this item.
Please feel free.
Thank you, commissioners, and thank you, city staff, for helping to build our application and get it in front of you, and thank you for reviewing it tonight. Anthony and I have brought a couple of projects before you over the last couple of years, but this one's different. This one's a little more personal for me because it is my family home. My wife and I have lived in Menlo Park for the last 6 years and 5 years at the Arbor Road residence. At that time, our family has grown from 2 to 4, and with 2 young kids and 2 parents mostly working from home, I think we face a similar struggle as many do in this area, is that we're pretty filled out in our current home. So we love the neighborhood. We love Menlo Park. We want to stay here for a long time. This project is going to help us do that. So I just wanted to give you that context, and I appreciate your review and your time tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we move to public comment, do any commissioners have any clarifying? Do any commissioners have any clarifying questions to either staff or the applicant? Seeing none, let's move to the public comment period for this item. Ms. Roy, can you please open the public comments?
Can we confirm that we are still live on the Zoom? It looks like something may have been disconnected.
Yeah, so from staff, we're confirming that, and we'll get the screen figured out here in a moment. So maybe just hold the public comment call for just a minute or two.
Definitely. For anyone listening in, the screens in the council chambers indicate that the city council meeting is up on the screen as opposed to the planning commission meeting.
So through the vice chair for the moment, while we're looking into this, we did get confirmation from one of our remote staff members that it does work on the remote end. So I think we could call for public comment while troubleshooting. But I might look to our planning commission clerk to determine if it's going to be a quick fix on our end, or if we want to do public comment while we fix that, because I think we can receive remote public comment, no problem, it seems like.
Clerk, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair and other commissioners. We can open up the public comment period for this item. If you are in the council chamber and you'd like to speak, please fill out a comment card and hand it over to me. For those who are attending virtually via Zoom, please click the raised hand button. And if you are calling by phone, please press *9 on your keypad, and everyone will be able to speak. We can wait a few moments before we can move forward. Thank you.
Before I close public comment, I want to ask any commissioners if they have issues with discussing this agenda item without the potential use of a screen to be able to display stuff in front of us. Seeing that no one has any issues, and there are no current public comments, I'm comfortable closing the public comment period and bringing us back to commission discussion. Do commissioners have anything they would like to say on this item? Commissioner Farrick.
Thank you. Through the chair, I'd like to ask the applicant a question about the, thank you, if you wouldn't mind coming on back up. Thank you. I noticed that you're keeping the footprint of the home and the ground floor, maybe the interior is changing, but generally like there's some similar. So I'm curious about the right side setback, the single story structure, if that's going to be the same as it is, like, are you retaining that wall, or are you creating a new structure for all of it, even though it's in the same place? Yeah, the one that has the garage that's on the one that's 4.9. Yeah. Okay. The rest is. Got it. Yeah, I notice it's like almost exactly, and that's great. Okay, thank you.
Do any other commissioners have anything they'd like to add? Commissioner Farrick again.
I'll just comment since I'm already kind of mid-thought. No, I mean, I have no issues with this considering the second story does maintain the setbacks within all of the zone requirements, and that, you know, of course, we know the reason we're here is there's some pre-existing conditions that are going to remain, but that because for me, at least, with the second story pulled in significantly more than required, I'm comfortable with the 0.1 setback kind of, I can't think of the words. It's not exactly conforming, but close. So, and similarly for the rear setback, if the second story extended all the way back and the rear setback was only 18.6, that would also be a bit concerning, but it seems to not be the case. So I appreciate the thought that went into the design and thought that went into the impacts, the potential impacts to privacy with neighbors, particularly for the second story. So thank you for that.
Commissioner Schindler.
Thank you. I'm similarly supportive. For me, it was almost just a curious question that the layout of the basement was also planned in order to sort of just respect what the setbacks would be even if they extended sort of down into the ground. I wish you the best of luck sort of putting a basement under a house. I lived in a house where they did that once, and it worked. It was quite an engineering feat, and I feel certain that the building process will ensure the caliber of that and the safety of that. That is not for us to weigh in on. So I am supportive.
Considering we have two commissioners supportive, and I am also supportive, does anyone want to make any comment on why they might not be supportive of this use permit? Commissioner Doe.
No, sorry. It was since you summed up the positive atmosphere up here, I was going to make a motion to approve as recommended by staff.
We have a motion from Commissioner Doe.
Second.
And a second from Commissioner Sillen. With that, I will call the vote, assuming no one has any further comments. Commissioner Doe.
Yes.
Commissioner Farrick.
Yes.
Commissioner Schindler.
Yes.
Commissioner Sillen.
Yes.
And I vote yes, which is unanimous. Congratulations, and thank you for your time. Moving to item G1, regular business. Mr. Parada, does staff have any items, updates on item G1 before we call public comment?
Yes, thank you. So just one minor correction. Staff was made aware before this meeting that for the agenda item, the title does mention the 2025 calendar. However, this is for the 2026 calendar. The staff report does title for 2026 and the attachments 2026. I think there was an errant 2025 holdover in there, so apologies on staff's end there. But we are looking at the 2026 calendar, and the rest was pretty clear in the staff report. So just wanted to clarify that.
Do commissioners have any clarifying questions before we open public comment? Seeing none, can we open public comment, please, Ms. Roy?
Thank you, commissioners. Public comment for this period. Public comment period for this item is open now. If you are in the council chamber and you'd like to speak, please fill out a comment card and hand it over to me. For those who are attending virtually via Zoom, please click the raised hand button. And if you are calling by phone, please press *9 on your keypad and you will be able to speak. At this moment, I don't have any hand raised or any comment card with me. If you like, we can wait for some moments. Thank you.
We can give it another couple seconds. Seeing no public comments, I'm going to close the public comment period and bring it back to the dais. Do commissioners have any comments or feedback for staff about the draft 2026 Planning Commission calendar? Commissioner Doe.
Thank you, Vice Chair. If I am reading the dates right, the Menlo Park schools have spring break April 6th through 10. April 6th is a planning commission meeting. That may pose a problem if people have plans to travel. I don't personally, but thank you.
That was something I personally was going to bring up and do have plans to travel during that spring break week of April 6th.
It is also the same spring break for the Sequoia Union High School District, which is intentional coordination between the districts. And I also expect to be out of town.
Does anyone else have any comments on this item?
At the end of the discussion, I will just share that I am aware of at least one date that I won't be there, but I wouldn't propose that it is a date we need to perhaps change.
Commissioner Selling.
April 6th is also, just wanted to chime in and say I have kids in the Menlo Park School District as well, so April 6th would also be problematic for me, although I have no travel plans as of right this minute. No other issues on my end.
Great. Mr. Parada, considering this is a draft for the calendar and meetings can get moved around over time, is there a formal process where this gets finalized, or is this just a request for general feedback and that can be the proposed calendar ad infinitum until specific meetings may or may not get moved?
Yeah, no, great question. We do try to stick to a published calendar once it is published. So I think the goal of this evening, I mean, there's a couple different ways that the Planning Commission could handle this. There certainly could be just the feedback this evening about April 6th being a problematic date. I think we're hearing that loud and clear on staff's end. We can certainly take that and adjust the schedule or look at other adjustments. I mean, there are other considerations that we'd want to look at, but potentially moving April 6th to April 13th, that does create a back-to-back. Could also look at the 13th and 27th. That creates a back-to-back in May. We're never going to get perfect, right? We were trying to avoid the 3-week gaps, which can be kind of problematic from a project management, applicants, just trying to manage those expectations. But certainly understand the constraint with April 6th. We can definitely look around that. Certainly the Planning Commission can make a formal recommendation this evening to direct staff to change that, or just a high-level discussion like this where staff can take that feedback, adjust the calendar, and then publish it. But our goal would be to publish it alongside the council's published schedule for its meetings next year, and then stick to that schedule. So certainly there can be meetings that get canceled along the way or changed, but our goal is to stick with that. I think we, staff, myself this evening here, are hearing loud and clear that April 6th is problematic. Totally understand that. Admittedly, I think we missed the Menlo Park City School District and Sequoia Union that week, so we'll keep that in mind for next year. There are a number of other holidays that we try to work around as well, religious and non-religious. So all those considerations were kind of factored into that April 6th date, but we can certainly look at other options.
Great. And then I will just ask my fellow commissioners to, if they're aware of any meetings ahead of time that they won't be able to make, to inform staff of that so we can ahead of time understand if we may or may not have a quorum. And considering we do have 2 commissioners absent from this meeting, I do want to give both of them the opportunity to similarly opine on their own understanding of their availability. So thank you for the opportunity to provide feedback. And we'll make sure that we get back to you if there are specific calendared or potential calendared meetings that we may not be able to attend.
If I may just, on the last statement, get back on individual constraints or more collective Planning Commission constraints?
My request of commissioners is if they are ahead of time aware that they might not be able to make it, to let staff know so that you would be able to understand if there are 5 or 4 commissioners who wouldn't be able to make it. We could know that ahead of time as opposed to needing to reschedule at the time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the clarification. I was looking for that because if there was a request to follow up separately with dates that might be constrained for a quorum issue, that would be something we want to talk about now in this forum tonight. But I think we got it.
Great. Commissioner Schindler?
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. I wasn't sure if you were asking for it in this instant, if we were already aware of it. I am aware that I will miss the January 26th meeting, and I will follow up with an email just to make it easier for administrative tracking.
Sure, I think I can add to the calendar for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Schindler. And with that, I will close item G1, regular business, and move us to informational items. Mr. Parada, does anyone from staff have any informational items that they would like to inform the commission about?
Yes, thanks for the opportunity. So the next meeting for the Planning Commission will be November 17th. At that meeting, we have a study session for the Menlo Park Fire Protection District's proposed redevelopment of Fire Station 1. That's located at 300 Middlefield Road, just down the street here. And that project does also include some temporary facilities at their kind of admin offices over on, I want to say Santa Margarita, but now that I say it out loud, I feel like that's wrong. So at 114 Santa Margarita, adjacent to their other headquarter building. So that study session will come before the Planning Commission at the next meeting.
Thank you. Do commissioners have any clarifying questions on those informational items? Do commissioners have any?
Is that, sorry, just one clarifying question. Is that the sole item on the agenda at this time?
It is, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And do commissioners have any informational items of their own they'd like to bring up? Seeing none, I'm happy to adjourn this meeting at 7:26 p.m. Thank you, everyone.